Flex, I'm a Liverpool fan, so I've got love and admiration for this guy and what he's obviously achieved as the Liverpool player, and, you know, lifting every single trophy possible, and being, you know, you probably never thought Steven Gerrard could be replaced as a captain, but Henderson did that in terms of being a leader.
Won stuff as well.
Yeah, and I think he was, there we go, got that in there, didn't you? And I think that he was also...
Stevie G won stuff.
He did win stuff. I also think criminally underrated as a football player.
Yeah.
This whole thing, I think him moving away from Liverpool was the right decision. It maybe could have even happened a year before that. I think that midfield clearly needed shaping up, and I get you know, why he didn't want to stay in the Premier League, perhaps competing against Liverpool. I think he's mentioned that, but I never understood from day one, firstly, why on earth he wanted to go to Saudi Arabia. He could have gone somewhere else in Europe and played at a high level and still earned good money to provide for his family. And the whole way he's conducted himself and came out with that spiel of, I want to grow the game, absolute nonsense. If he was set on Saudi for the money, he should have come out and been honest for him. And I don't know, I just think it's so, because I think, you know, before that move, I think he was someone that conducted himself on and off the pitch in a great way. I think he spoke so well, and I'm just upset that a good guy and a good player's, you know, reputation has been tarnished a little bit. Flex.
Yeah, he's tarnished his reputation, and that's probably, if you're a Liverpool fan, quite hard to see.
I'm also upset that he never got a farewell. You know, because he is a genuine legend, and we don't, you know, that word gets worded so too often now. He is a genuine legend. I'm sorry, but you got to put him in the bracket of your Gerrards, of your Dalglishas, you know, to lift the first league title in 30 years.
Yeah,
Flex, you have to.
No, you do, but it is a bit weird because ability-wise, he's nowhere near those two that you just said.
I agree with that.
He's not. But because of what he achieved in his captaincy at his helm, and he was an integral part. And I do agree with the bit of what you said about he's underrated, actually, about what he does give. Because in prime Henderson years, it's like, oh, he just runs around. Like, he's just a good engine.
There was a couple year period where there was that you always get things on Twitter which people want to jump on, and there was a thing where he only passed the ball backwards, and every time he did make a backward pass, that would get gifted around. His passing range was really, really impressive.
Yeah, he can
nobody wanted to give him credit for that.
But I struggle to hear him in this on what he achieved. Yes,
yeah,
but like as a player, he can't talk to Gerrard.
No.
He can't talk to Keegan.
Absolutely not.
Dalglish.
Completely agree with you.
Yeah.
Absolutely agree. If we're ranking Liverpool's best 25 players, he probably doesn't get anywhere near that.
But with what he achieved at the helm,
we're looking at legends. He is up there with the absolute greatest legends for, you know, lasting that long, captaining for that long, lifting a Premier League, lifting a Champions League, and I think it's so sad that, you know, it's come around to this stage.
I think this will be something that Jordan Henderson, when he retires from the game and maybe years to come, will reflect on in an interview one day or a book. And be like, I messed up. I did this all wrong. And he's not going to get a lot of sympathy for this right now because, like you said, well, why should he? That was a decision that he chose to make. It was a financial one, and he tried to paint it like it wasn't a financial one. So you have to live with that.
He's not the only player wanting to leave Saudi, by the way. You know, Benzema, Firmino, to name a couple of others. You know, we've seen so many players go over there, and now we're seeing a couple of the high-profile moves. You know, those players wanting out. We know the attendances are low. We know it's at the moment not a great league. Are we going to do you think we'll see more and more people now want to leave, and therefore more and more people won't want to go? Certainly not at the peak of their careers. Yeah,
it could be a snowball effect. You have to wait and see. It's still really early. This is sort of the first crop to sort of jump ship. You know, there's still quite a few players who were still there and enjoying it. We have to see how it develops. Like Simon Jordan said, they've got the right to develop their league. They've got the right to want to be part of big sporting conversations. They're doing it in boxing. You know, they've taken over that. And now,
here, Flex, by the way.
I'm just saying they are.
Yeah. Don't mention the atmosphere.
Well, yeah,
it's really good.
Yeah, well, it's not. But in terms of the fights that we're now starting to see fights that we didn't see over these shores. You've managed to get Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren to the table. Why? Because of money, and they've made it happen. So now we're seeing fights. But they want to be part of that footballing ecosystem. Fine. So they have every right to do that. But it is worrying. It would be worrying because you don't want to see players coming in so quickly, you know, want to leave there. But just back to the Jordan Henderson situation quickly, I just think he's just played this all wrong. And like you said, it would have just been so much. It would have been so much easier for him to come back if he would have said what he was really going for in the first place.
Yeah.
You know,
where do you think he sits at the moment in terms of England?
Well, it's good. Gareth Southgate's unbelievably loyal, incredibly loyal. So as providing he goes to gets his move to Ajax and then plays from now to the end of the season, he'll still bring him. Gareth Southgate won't care.
Yeah,
but I'm with Danny on this. Like it's creating more division within the camp. It's doing more bad than good. How well would he have been playing for the whole year, and at what level would he be playing at? Is it worth it? I don't think it is. But then again, Calvin Phillips is also going to go, and
I also just wonder with Henderson. Is a large reason of him being in the squad because he's a leader.
Yeah, it's because of all those players. Yeah, and I'm not going to discredit him as a professional, as a what he can bring to a dressing room in his best form, especially in an England shirt, because he's been there and been part of it. And as we know, Gareth Southgate likes to pick his squads consistently off of those sort of metrics. But if James Ward-Prowse is going to miss out all year, but doing everything right, performing at a decent level, performing at a good level, because Jordan Henderson's decided to go away to Saudi, didn't quite work, played a few months at Ajax, still get in. Same way, even if it was, Calvin Phillips hasn't played, it happens.
He's not even playing, is he?
He's not even playing. So it really, it's not going to surprise me, but he's going to be there.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.